Let me tell you something nobody warned you about. You don't have a laziness problem. You don't have a motivation problem. You don't even have a discipline problem. You have a suppression problem. There's a monster inside you, and you've been trying your whole life to keep it quiet because every time it tries to wake up, it threatens the version of you that makes other people comfortable. And that monster, it's your potential. When you were a kid, you were loud, curious, fearless, creative, obsessed. You didn't ask for permission to dream. You didn't tone yourself down. You didn't calculate how you'd be perceived. Then slowly, you started learning the rules. Don't be too much. Calm down. Be realistic. Who do you think you are? Not everyone can be successful. Play it safe. Be normal. And little by little, you started shrinking. Not because you couldn't be great, but because being great draws attention. And attention feels dangerous when you've been trained to belong. So instead of becoming powerful, you became acceptable. Here's the truth most people don't talk about. Suppressing your potential is safer than testing it. Because if you never fully try, you never fully fail. You can always say, I could have done more. I wasn't really trying. I just didn't take it seriously. That protects your ego, but it kills your future. Psychology calls this self-handicapping. It's when you unconsciously sabotage your own efforts so you don't have to face the possibility that you might not be as capable as you hope. So instead of going all in, you go halfway. Instead of posting consistently, you disappear. Instead of building the business, you research. Instead of training like a beast, you train when you feel like it. Not because you're weak, but because if the monster inside you fully wakes up, there's no excuse left. And that's terrifying, but let's go even deeper. Sometimes it's not fear of failure, it's fear of success. Because success changes dynamics, it changes relationships, it changes expectations, it changes identity. If you grow too much, you might outgrow your circle. If you level up, some people won't clap. If you evolve, some people will feel uncomfortable around you. So what do? You shrink, you dim your ambition, you laugh off your dreams, you pretend you're chill, but inside, you're restless, because the monster knows. It knows you're capable of more, and suppressing potential creates pressure. That pressure turns into procrastination, overthinking, self-sabotage, random frustration, numbness. You don't hate your life. You hate that you're not becoming who you know you could be. And here's the part most people misunderstand. The monster inside you isn't dark, it's powerful. It's your drive, your hunger, your dominance, your ambition, your edge. And society teaches you to sand down your edges. Be agreeable, be safe, be humble. Don't intimidate, don't outshine, don't disrupt. So you learn to hide your intensity. But intensity is fuel. Look at every high performer. There's something slightly too much about them. Too obsessed, too disciplined, too focused. Too driven, too intense. The difference? They stopped apologizing for it. Let me ask you something. Do you constantly feel underutilized? Do you get bored easily? Do you scroll instead of create? Do you know exactly what you need to do, but don't execute? Do you feel jealous when others win? That jealousy isn't hatred, it's recognition. It's your monster whispering, that could have been you. And it still can be, because unused potential doesn't disappear. It turns inward. It becomes self-criticism, anxiety, frustration, regret. Your nervous system knows when you're playing small. There's a reason comfort feels heavy. There's a reason average feels suffocating. You weren't built to be neutral. You were built to expand. But expansion requires friction, and friction exposes you. So most people choose comfort over confrontation. and they live decades below their capacity. Imagine that. 40 years of playing small, 40 years of saying maybe one day, 40 years of knowing you had more in you, but never letting it out. That's not failure. That's suppression. So how do you stop suppressing it? You stop negotiating with comfort. You stop asking, what will they think? And start asking, what am I capable of? You stop waiting to feel confident. You act, and confidence follows. You stop playing roles. You choose growth over approval. You stop hiding your ambition to protect other people's insecurities. You stop apologizing for wanting more, because if you don't let the monster out, life will tame you, responsibilities will stack, energy will drop, regret will grow, and one day you'll look back and realize you were never incapable. You were just afraid of your own power. Right now, there are two versions of you fighting. The one that wants comfort and the one that wants greatness. Every time you choose distraction, comfort wins. Every time you choose discipline, the monster grows. The monster isn't there to destroy your life. It's there to destroy the limits you accepted. You don't need more motivation. You need permission to be powerful. You need permission to be intense. You need permission to outgrow rooms. You need permission to be misunderstood. You need permission to be relentless, because the version of you that succeeds wakes up when tired, works when bored, trains when unmotivated, posts when insecure, builds when doubted, stays consistent when unnoticed. That version doesn't care about applause, it cares about progress. And that version already exists inside you. It's just waiting. So stop shrinking, stop hiding, stop softening yourself for rooms you've already outgrown. Let them adjust, let them misunderstand, let them watch. But don't you dare go back to sleep. If this made you uncomfortable, good. That's not coincidence, that's recognition. The world doesn't suffer from a lack of talent. It suffers from people who are taught to shrink. Don't be one of them. Comment below, I'm done suppressing. And mean it. Subscribe if you're serious about growth, not motivation. Growth. This is Daily Purpose.